Good morning, friends. So, since we are done with the methods, and I hope you do remember the methods, the quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 when a is not equal to 0. This b square minus 4ac is the discriminant. So, this method is called the quadratic formula where we find the discriminant. So, now what you need to do is when you see a quadratic equation, first find the discriminant. If the discriminant is a negative value, we get no real roots. If the discriminant is 0, we will get one real root. If the discriminant is greater than 0, we will get two real roots. So we have done splitting the middle term, we have done completing the square method, and we have done this quadratic formula. So the first name is the factorization method, that is splitting the middle term. Second method is completing the square, and the third is the discriminant or the quadratic formula. Now since you have done the methods, we will go to some problem sums. And in the problem sums, what you first need to do, the question is given in the form of a story problem. So to first form the equation. So the first step in solving this sum is to understand the sum properly and form the equation. Let us see what it says here. The sum of the reciprocals of Raman age 3 years ago and 5 years from now, means the age 3 years ago, the age 5 years from now, you have to take the reciprocals and then add it up. The sum is 1 by 3. Find his present age. So what do? We'll say let his present age be x. So I'm considering let his present age be x. Now if his present age is x, 3 years ago his age would be how much? X minus 3. For example, if he is 15 years old now, then 3 years ago he was 15 minus 3, 12 years ago. 5 years from now, his age would be x plus 5. So if he is 15 right now, his age will be 20 years from now. So what have we got here? His present age you have taken as x. So 3 years ago his age would be x minus 3. 5 years from now, present, we go to the past 3 years back and 5 years in the front. Now the sum of this reciprocals is 1 by 3. So how am I going to write it? Reciprocal. So 1 upon x minus 3 plus 1 upon x plus 5. This is the reciprocal of the ages, and sum of the reciprocals is 1 by 3. Okay. Now which we reach here. So according to the statement, this is what we have. So sum of the reciprocals is now this. So therefore I will write here. Therefore I have reached here. Now after reaching this stage, there are two things you need to do. Find the LCM. You know how to find the LCM. So this is the method, or you have to check the 9th standard in the quadratic polynomial, finding the LCM and simplifying this. So the LCM we basically do, we multiply this here. So x plus 5. Since the plus sign in between, the signs will not change. So I'll write plus x minus 3 upon x minus 3 into x minus 5 equal to 1 by 3. So simplify this. So x plus x you get 2x. X plus x is 2x. 5 minus 3 is 2. So plus 2 upon x into x is x square minus 3x minus 5x. Sorry, this is a plus here. Plus. So this will be a plus 5x and minus 15 equal to 1 by 3. So we have 2x plus 2. So this will implies 2x by 2 upon x square plus 2x minus 15 equal to 1 by 3. Now we will cross multiply. So 3 into 2x gives 6x. 3 2s are 6 equal to x square plus 2x minus 15. So I will take everything on that side. So I am rearranging x square. 6x goes here. So 2x minus 6x is minus 4x and the 6 goes here, becomes minus 21 equal to 0. So after you do this, you have reached your quadratic equation. So you have just reached this stage. Now in the previous lecture what we had already been given the sum in this stage. This was already given to us and we had to just solve it using the method. But now in the problem sums, the problem is given to you. We assume what we need to know. So here the present age I have taken x. 3 years ago the age was x minus 3. 5 years from now the age is x plus 5. Sum of the reciprocals is this and this I have reached here. Now since no method is mentioned, I can choose whichever method I want to solve. So I will go by the splitting the middle term. I know 7 3s are 21 and 7 minus 4 equal to this. So write x square minus 7x plus 3x minus 21 equal to 0. This will imply, I take the x common, x minus 7 plus 3 common, x minus 7 equal to 0. So I have x minus 7 into x plus 3 equal to 0. So if x minus 7 equal to 0 or x plus 3 equal to 0. So x equal to 7 or x equal to minus 3. Since age cannot be negative, we take x equal to 7. So his present age is 7. So 3 years back his age was 4. 5 years from now his age will be 12. And you can check 1 upon 4 plus 1 upon 12 equal to 1 upon 3. So in this problem sum what we did, we have to first read the sum properly and understand, and then by the sequence of step you reach the equation. So at this point I reach the equation. After that I have chosen which method? Splitting the middle term, because that is easier for me. But that is, you can choose completing the square or you can use a discriminant method, either one. I have chosen this method and got the answer x equal to 7. So the present age of Raman is 7. So I hope this sum is clear to you. Yes? Now we will try another sum. Moving on to the second question. The question is, the difference of squares of two numbers is 180. So what is given to you? Not the numbers. The difference of squares of the two numbers is 180. The square of the smaller number is 8 times the larger number, and we have to find the two numbers. So here you have to think how we are going to make the equation. I am going to show it to you, but first you can pause the video and try to make the equation on your own. Okay, so there is something you need to do on your own. Do not go by the method I am showing you. What you need to do is first pause the video and think how you can make an equation of this. Should you start with this statement, the difference of the squares of the two numbers is 180, or should you start with the other statement, the number of the square of the smaller number is 8 times the larger number. So whenever you are solving the sums, you can see there are two relations given. One relation is that the difference of squares of two numbers is 180, and the second relation is that the square of the smaller number is 8 times the larger number. Now what you have to decide is which is the initial statement you will take. Okay? Now in the previous sum you saw, I took the present age as x. In this sum I have to decide what is the x I should take. Should I take the smaller number x? Should I take the larger number x? What should I do? So, or should I take the difference is given 180. So you can initially understand here, two numbers are there, the difference of whose squares is 180. One is a smaller number and one is a larger number. Now based on the second statement, you will have to first decide which number I should take x. So you can try the smaller number, try to make an equation, try the larger number, try to make an equation, your wish. So I am going to take, let the larger number be x. So the larger number is x. Now square of the smaller number, so I write square of smaller number is how much? Is 8x, is 8 times the larger number. So the larger number is x, square of the smaller number is 8 times the larger number, so square of the smaller number is 8x. So what is the smaller number? Are you following what I am saying? Larger number is x, square of the smaller number is 8 times the larger number, so 8 times 8x. So what is the smaller number? The square of the smaller number is 8x, so taking square root on both sides, the smaller number will be square root of, okay? If you want to write it, if you do not want to write it, no issues. Now what we have the statement, see this I will tell you, it is needed or not needed depends on you. We have the larger number x, square of the smaller number 8x. We are given difference of squares of two numbers is 180, means square of larger number minus square of smaller number equal to 180. This is already given to us. This is the statement. The square of the larger number minus the square of the smaller number equal to 180. Now what do I have here? The larger number is x. The square of the larger number is x square minus square of smaller number. So if you take the smaller number 8x, you can take this and square it, or you can directly write square of smaller number is given 8x. So x square minus 8x equal to 180, which implies x square minus 8x minus 180 equal to 0. So this is the equation that I get. How I got the equation you saw? So here you will have to think. Again I am telling you, two statements are given. To begin the sum you have to see there are two numbers, and depending on the number you have to decide which number you want to take. I have taken the larger number to be x. So square of the smaller number I got 8x, smaller number I got under root 8x. But if you see, if I remove this statement, still there is no problem with the sum. Larger number is, the statement is given, square of larger number minus square of smaller number equal to 180. Larger number is x, so the square of the larger number is x square. But here I have been given the square of the smaller number is 8x, so this is the equation I get. And here also I am going to use the splitting the middle term only. So I will get this by splitting the middle term, x square minus 18x plus 8x minus 180 equal to 0. So what are the factors of 180? 10, sorry, we will not get this, okay? This will be not 18 but 8 but 10. Yes, 10x. 18 tens are 180 and minus 18 plus 10 is minus 8. So minus 18 plus 10 is minus 8 and minus 18 into 10 is minus 180. So we have x common, x minus 18 plus 10 common, x minus 18 equal to 0. So this gives us x minus 18 into x plus 10 equal to 0. Therefore x minus 18 equal to 0 or x plus 10 equal to 0. Okay, so we get the numbers are x equal to 18 or x equal to minus 10. Now we have got two answers here and both the answers are valid. We can consider both the answers valid because they have not mentioned positive or negative numbers. So we got x equal to 18. Now what I have written here, the smaller number is the square root of 8. So the equation I got without writing this, but when I want to find the two numbers, I have found the value of x 18, means I got the larger number. For the smaller number I have to find what? The smaller number equal to under root of 18 into 8. How much is 18 into 8? So we'll find the square by splitting the terms. 18 is 9 2s are, 8 is 2 4s are. So the square root of 9 is 3. 2 and 2 pair up, so 2 and 4 is 2. So I get the answer 12. Now if I put minus 10 here, then minus 10 into 8 will give me minus 80. But minus 80 will not have a square root, so I am leaving out the 10. Now here I got two numbers which are not mentioned, the numbers are not mentioned, so I could take x equal to 18 or x equal to minus 10, both are possible. But when I try to find the smaller number, the square root of 8 into x, 8 into 18 gives me 144 whose square root is 12. But when I put minus 10 over here, 8 into minus 10 will give me minus 80 and I cannot find the square root of minus 80. So my numbers are 18 and 12. So the larger number is 18 and the smaller number is 12. And you can check 18 square minus 12 square equal to 180. So this is the second sum done. And again I am telling you what is very important here is choosing the number. So I have done this and that is why I told you needed to pause the video and try it another way. If you take the smaller number to be x, then you find the relation of the larger number and accordingly you work out. So you have to try 2 or 3 methods until you come to a simple and an easy method. So mathematics is all about trying out things. So you should keep on trying things differently until you select a method or come down to a method which is simple for you. Okay? Now let us try out one more sum. The next question is based on time and work. 2 water taps fill a tank in 9 integer 3 by 8 hours. So what you have got here, 2 water taps. There is one tank and there are 2 taps filling this tank. Now when they both work together, it takes 9 integer 3 upon 8 hours to fill the tank when both the taps are open at the same time. The tap of the larger diameter takes 10 hours less than the smaller one to fill the tank separately. Means, I hope you have understood the question. So let me try to draw and explain. We have a tank and we have 2 separate taps. Okay, we have got 2 separate taps. Now when both the taps work together, when both these taps are working together, then they fill this whole tank in 9 integer 3 by 8 hours. So when both the tanks work together, the time take a 9 integer 3 by 8 hours. Now if they work separately, in case the 2 tanks work separately, then this larger tap takes 10 hours less. Means if this tap takes 30 hours, this tap will take 20 hours. Okay? So suppose the smaller tap is filling the tank and let us say it takes 30 hours to fill the whole tank separately. Then if I close this tap and I open this tap, then this tap would have taken 10 hours less, that means 20 hours. But when I open both the taps together, then together they will fill the tank in just 9 integer 3 by 8 hours. So we have to find out how much time it takes for each tank to fill it separately. Now, how will we do this? We cannot just add the water. What you have to add is the volume of the water. So if you have never studied work and time before, then in this sum what we need to do is first find the rate of work. Rate of work means, suppose the smaller tank, let us say the smaller tap, let us say the smaller tap takes x hours. The smaller tap takes x hours to fill. This tap takes x hours to fill this tank, x hours. So what is the rate of doing work? The rate of smaller tap equal to 1 by x. Now this is what you have to understand. What does this mean? The smaller tap takes x hours. So rate of smaller tap. What is the rate mean? Let me explain to you. Let me try to explain to you. Suppose it takes x hours. So let us say 10 hours. Okay? Or let us say x is whatever hours, say 6 hours. So I got to here in 6 hours it fills completely. Okay, are you following what I am doing here? Okay. So what I am trying to do here, let me try to explain. I have taken x equal to 6 hours, means the smaller tap takes x hours. So let me consider it 6. Now what is the rate of doing work means Suppose this tap took 6 hours, then in 1 hour it will fill up 1/6 of the tank. In 2 hours it will fill up 2/6 of the tank. In 3 hours it will fill up 3/6 of the tank. In 4 hours it will fill up 4/6 of the tank. In 5 hours it will fill up how much? 5/6 of the tank. And in 6 hours it will fill up 6 by 6 means 1. The whole tank is filled up in 6 hours. So this is the rate of doing work. So what is the rate of the smaller tap? 1 by x means how big is the tank we don't know, but if it takes 6 hours to fill the whole tank, then in 1 hour it fills 1 by 6. But since we do not know this 6 hours, I have taken it x hours. So what does it mean? It means that in 1 hour, if it takes x hours, then in 1 hour, how much it will fill? So when I have taken 6, then in 1 hour it fills 1 by 6, but I have taken x hours. So the smaller tap takes x hours, then the rate of the smaller tap is 1 upon x means in 1 hour it will fill 1x of the tank. That is what the smaller tap is doing. Now, the larger tank will take how much? The larger tank takes 10 hours less. So x minus 10 hours. The smaller tap takes x hours. So the rate of the smaller tap is 1 by x means if it takes x hours to fill the whole tank, then in 1 hour it will only fill 1x of the tank. The larger tap takes x minus 10 hours because they have mentioned 10 hours less. So larger tap takes x minus 10 hours. So rate of larger tap will be 1 upon x minus 10. Means if this larger tap takes x hours, so this will take x minus 10 hours. So in 1 hour it will fill how much? 1 by 10. So this tap has filled 1 by x of the tank and this tap has filled 1 upon x plus 10 of the tank. So together when they both work, then in 1 hour, how much will they fill? They will fill 1x of the tank plus 1 upon x minus 10 of the tank. Are you following now what I am trying to say? So understand, the smaller tap separately takes x hours. So in 1 hour it will fill 1x of the tank. This tank is also on, but this tap takes how much? 10 hours less. So the time taken by this tap is x minus 10 hours. So if this can separately fill in x minus 10 hours, then in 1 hour this will put water 1 by x upon 10 into this. So if for 1 hour we keep both the taps open, this tap will fill 1x of the tank and this tap will be 1 by x minus 10, x minus 10 of the tank. And together both will fill 1 upon x plus 1 upon x minus 10. Okay, now we see the whole tank gets filled up in how many hours? The whole tank gets filled up in 9 integer 3 by 8 hours. That is 9 into 72 plus 3, 75 upon 8 hours. The whole tank fills up in 9 integer 3 by 8 hours, that is 75 by 8 hours. So in 1 hour how much it will fill? So like we say, now we have got a new tap, okay, another separate tap. This tap fills up how much? The whole tank, or this two together fill up the whole tank in 75 by 8 hours. But in 1 hour how much is filled up? It is 8 by 75 of the tank. So what is the rate of the two taps together now? It is 8 by 75. If you are understanding what I mean, I'll repeat once again. The smaller tap takes x hours. So in 1 hour it fills 1 by x of the tank. The larger tap takes 10 hours less, so x minus 10 hours. So in 1 hour it fills 1 upon x minus 10. Now they both are working for 1 hour. So in 1 hour they fill 1 by x plus 1 upon x minus 10. Okay. Now this whole tank to fill up takes 75 by 8 hours. Means in 75 by 8 hours the whole tank fills up. Then in 1 hour how much fills up? That is the rate. So 1 upon 75 upon it means 8 upon 75. So together they both filled up together in 1 hour they filled up 8 upon 75 of the tank. So this is the thing we get. In 1 hour the small tap filled up this much, in 1 hour the big tap filled up this much, and together they work for 1 hour, and in 1 hour they filled this much of the tank. So now we take the LCM. So we get x minus 10 plus x upon x into x minus 10. So x into x is x square, and minus 10x equal to 8 upon 75. So what is x plus x? 2x. So we get 2x minus 10 upon x square minus 10 equal to 8 upon 75. So this will now give us, by multiplying 75 twos are 150x, 7 into 5 is 750 equal to 8x square, and minus 10 into 80 is minus 80. Clear? 8 into x square is minus 80, so we have got this. This implies we take everything on that side. So 8x square minus 50 goes on this side, so it becomes minus 150. Minus 80 minus 150 is minus 230x. Minus 750, that becomes plus 750x equal to 0. Okay, so this is an equation, but before we go further, let us simplify. Let us divide both sides by 2. So this becomes 4x square minus 115x plus 375 equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation that we are getting using all these techniques. Okay, I'm going to rub this. So this is what we have got, the equation. Now how do we solve this equation? So which method do you want to choose? Splitting the middle term, completing the square, or the discriminant method? The discriminant method can be used, it will be slightly long, but let us this time try the discriminant method. So let us see what d is equal to. Now d will be very big, 115 square. So we will try splitting the middle term only, but how to split the middle term? Let us see. What is 4? 4 is 2 into 2, gives us 4. And what is 375? 375 will be 3, 1, 2, 5, 5, 25, 5. So we got 2 into 3 into 3 into 5 into 5 into 5. So I hope you know this method. We are trying splitting the middle term. You can choose whichever method you want. I am going to go with splitting the middle term. So what I have done, 2 2s are 4. So I have to do a into c first. A into c. So 2 2s are 4. And 375 is 3 into 5 into 5 into 5. Now I have to find in such a way that the difference I get is 115. Okay, so how will I split these two separately? How can we do it? We have got here a minus and we have got a plus here, so both the numbers should be negative. So 5 5s are 25, 25 3s are 75. Does not work. Then we can try, you have to try the splitting part. Sorry, there has been a mistake here. The mistake is spotted. X into x is x square. X into minus 10 is minus 10x. So we'll have to change this equation. This has to become minus 10x. So now this will become 150x minus 750 equal to 8x square minus 80x. And so these equations will need to change. So this is not going to work out. The new equation will be 8x square, yes, 8x square we have, no, we got the same equation, minus 230x plus 750 equal to 0. There is a mistake here, but I think we have done it correctly. We had written the same thing 80, but we had done 230. So we still left with 4x square minus 115x plus 375 equal to 0. So even though there was a small mistake there, the equation we done was correct. Now we have to work it out again. So kindly be careful with the working out. The mistake I have made you will not repeat. But this is what we get again. So the factor of 4 are 2 into 2 and this is 3 into 5 into 5 into 5. What I have done here, A is 2 into 2 and C is 375. So I will multiply A by C. How will we split it up? Let us see. I have got 2 2s are 4 and 5 5s are 25. 25 4s are 100 and 3 5s are 50. Okay, so 375 into 4 gives us 1500. So 25 4s are 100, 3 5s are 15. So now I can split it up into 4x square minus 100x minus 15x plus 375 equal to 0. Implies what I take common here? 4x comes from common, so x minus 25 minus 15 common, x minus 25 equal to 0 implies 4x minus 15 into x minus 25 equal to 0. So we have x minus 25 equal to 0 or 4x minus 15 equal to 0. So x equal to 25 or x equal to 15 upon 4. Okay. Now we have got two answers again the same way the root x equal to 25 or x equal to 15 upon 4. Now the smaller tab takes 25 hours and the larger tab takes 10 hours less. So the larger tab will take 15 hours. So the smaller tab is taking 25 hours and the larger tab will take x minus 10 or 15 hours. Now if the smaller tab takes 15 upon 4, 15 upon 4 is how many hours? 3.5. Then if it takes 3.5 hours, then this will take something in the negative because 3.25, 15 by 4 will be how much? 7 by 2, so 3.5. So 3.5 minus 10 gives a negative, so this will not be our answer because we get, if we take 3.5 hours, then this larger tab will go into the negative, so we will not take that, so we get x equal to 25 is our answer. So this is work and time. Okay, you will do the sums like this of work and time later, but I hope you understood what I mentioned here. The smaller tab takes x hours, so rate of doing work is 1 upon x. Larger takes steps x minus 10. So the rate of it filling is what? 1 and how much it fills? 1 upon x by 10. So the smaller tab and the larger tab together fill this much. So what I did, 1 upon x plus 1 upon x minus 10. This takes this many hours, 75 by 8 hours to fill the whole tank. So in 1 hour, how much it fills? The reciprocal 8 by 75, and solving this we get the equation. So we have done a few sums here, problem sums today, and I want you to try out the remaining sums on your own. Work it out. There are solved examples in the book also. Try to work it out. Try to understand how things are to be done. So what I want to tell you is, do not reach the solution directly. First read the question and make equations on your own. The most important thing here in this chapter is to read the question and make proper equations. Once you get the proper equation, the solving will be very simple, but you have to practice a lot on making the simplest and the easiest solution. So before you turn towards the solution set, always try to make the equations on your own. Try 2 or 3 different methods, vary in the way you make your equations and choose the easiest on your own. This will help you in the further classes. Okay, so I'm going to end here. Thank you.